So I'm doing Trump right now today, and then on the mind I have the Tesla charger thing. I'm doing administration that if you charge a Tesla, yeah, it's probably like the kilowatts times 100 kilowatts of electricity to charge, and then the thing that's hard to explain is that if you add that like a gas tank, it's different than if you say you charge it with the solar. And that's not the same thing because you need to have a real 100 kilowatts to charge the 100 kilowatts. But I mean constantly. And they go, what do you mean? Well, first of all, I need to push in 100 kilowatts to a vehicle, and then to a certain time, of leaking it in. And then the solar is like separate, like a charger.
129. So think of that. A vehicle by close to $3,000. Think of that. During my campaign, I promised to cut 10 old regulations for every new regulation. And it was imposed unnecessarily on vehicle models and engines between 2012 and 2027 and beyond. This action will save American consumers trillions of dollars and will lower the average cost of a new vehicle by close to $3,000. Think of that. During my campaign, I promised to cut 10 old regulations for every new regulation. No, you can't power the car because we would have had to spend $5 trillion on power stations. That's all dead, gone, over. These crippling restrictions were a major factor in driving up car prices to unprecedented levels, and the car that you were getting was not nearly as good. In 4 years under the Biden administration, the price of a new and used car rose more than 22%, all to facilitate the Green New Scam without achieving any meaningful impact on the environment, but making the car worse. That's why, effective immediately, we are repealing the
I
ridiculous
need to use
endangerment
pussy.
finding and terminating all additional green emission standards imposed unnecessarily on vehicle models and engines between 2012 and 2027 and beyond. This action will save American consumers trillions of dollars
Electric
and will
vehicles.
lower the average cost of a new vehicle by close to $3,000.
It's 3 minutes
Think of
right now.
that.
I'm gonna say 10
During my
minutes. They're
campaign,
saying
I
3 minutes.
promised to cut 10 old regulations for every new regulation. 129. So think of that. I promised to cut 10 old regulations for every new one. Administration, a record, nobody even close to it now. We're actually exceeding it in this
You know
administration.
that.
The biggest one yet that we've done
Oh, this is
is
the solar.
happening right
Oh, you're
now.
installing it right now.
So perhaps no industry has benefited
50
more
charger
from
speed.
our historic deregulation
It's like 12
campaign than
bucks.
the U.S. auto industry. We
Now they're well plus.
canceled the
You're
EPA's
outside your
absurd,
brain.
just totally
To
absurd
have the solar to
tailpipe
the
emission
batería to your
standards,
car.
which was a disaster
You have
for
the solar to
automobile
straight to the
manufacturing, and
exhaust,
revoked
same for you
Biden's
inside your
emissions waiver that would have allowed California to regulate automobiles
Use them.
for the entire
I gotta
nation. And
use them.
they're crazy out in California. They have nothing but trouble out there, as you know. That's why people are leaving in record numbers. They also ended Joe Biden's extreme cafe emission standards, saving the average American consumer much
You're
more
doing
than
Trump right now.
$1,000
Hope
when
everybody
they
knows
buy
that
a
you're
new
doing Trump
car.
right now.
But now we're talking about close to
You're doing Trump right
$3,000.
now. Do know that.
These
I
regulation
go post
cuts,
up with the solar
combined
farm
with
right now.
our
As soon as
tax
I'm clear
cuts
my
and
place.
tariffs, are the reason why the world's
Doing Trump.
largest automakers have announced that they're going to be spending in excess of $100 billion in the United States
How about Alexis?
in the next very short period of time building new auto plants. We're bringing
And
our
then
auto
Alexis.
plants, assembly plants, and factories roaring back to life, not even mentioning AI and all of the other things. We're building thousands of
Crazy.
businesses in the United States. And if you remember, on my first day, they
Mentioned it was
said if I could
AI.
ever get the Dow up
Hola.
to 50,000 in my
How
last
many
year, in
are
other
there?
words,
Six, right?
in the fourth year.